Mowing, weed eating, Christmas lights, these are some of the things our grounds maintenance department does to make sure the Ark Encounter grounds look beautiful and ready for our guests. I'm Bryan Osborne. Today I'll be meeting with Jason, our grounds maintenance manager, to learn what it takes to maintain our grounds. Hey!
Hey, how's it going?
Good, Jason, right?
Yep, Bryan?
Yep.
Nice to meet you.
So what are we doing?
Well, we've got a few tasks lined up for you today.
All right.
Like we've got Christmas lights. We also got some mowing that we're going to be practicing.
Okay.
And then we've got some topsoil that we've got to move from one location to another one. So we'll have you in the dump truck moving that. And
sounds a bit dirty, but yeah, I like it.
Which reminds me, it looks like you're a little overdressed for our kind of work.
That's what I normally wear when I work, but okay, yeah.
Yeah. Let me get you a few things you might need.
Oh, no, there we go.
There we go. We don't want to get your soft hands too hurt, and then we don't want to get that nice shirt dirty.
I gotta have the brown hoodie, right?
There you go. Yep.
Yes.
Officially grounds.
Part of the team. I love it. All right. How do I look?
You look like grounds maintenance technician.
All right, let's get to it.
Let's go.
So what time? Yeah. What time do you guys get rolling?
So like on a normal day, we usually we try to be out of the office by at the latest 7:30.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just so it gives us time to kind of group
in the
up
morning and get out. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Get together.
But with Christmas lights, we've been getting out there as soon as possible because we're trying to be done by the time guests roll in.
Oh sure.
So the difference between branch wrapping and spiral wrapping is, like you can kind of see with these trees behind you, it's just wrapping around the outside of the branches.
Sure.
Branch wrap is much more intense because you're actually wrapping individual limbs all the way out.
Which looks extra cool.
Which looks really cool.
Yeah.
But we have 350 trees that we do here.
You don't do everyone branch wrapped?
Not everyone branch wrapped, no, because that literally would be a full-time job year round. So if you just wrap it around the tree here.
All right.
You can kind of look at the other trees around us to get an idea of what the spacing should be.
How tight it should be wrapped.
Yep, and then typically what the second person does is they'll be getting Christmas lights ready for you so that when you're...
Because we got this in right here.
Yep, so
we're done soon. Like this is pretty much...
When you're there, yeah, these are 9-foot cords. So I've got to have the next one ready for you to go.
And see, so my mentality is to be a perfectionist. So I want to measure. We're not worried about perfect distribution of spacing.
Generally, you want to get good spacing.
Is that too far or is that good?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. The other thing we want to keep an eye out for is dull lights or lights that are no good anymore. So it's a little bit harder during the day.
Right.
But generally, you'll be able to tell the difference between a good light strand and a bad light strand.
All right. So now when we get here to the branches, so what am I going to do here?
Yeah. So basically, this is where we're going to start spreading it out.
Okay.
So we'll do that sort of slowly, and the more you do, the better you're going to find this out. But you just kind of find little forks that it can get into.
Like when it goes more narrow to wider and a little higher up maybe?
Right, so we're gonna probably jump out and then you're just basically gonna spiral around the entire tree there. So,
okay.
And then this is where the importance of having help.
Another person do that.
Is important because otherwise you end up having to...
and I really want to do this right because I don't want this to be the one tree.
The one tree.
During Christmas time.
We'll put a sign.
That's not working.
We'll bury a sign right there where it says Bryan Osborne did this one.
Should I grab the pole?
Yeah, go ahead and grab the pole and you can kind of keep going. You can kind of see about the gap that we have here.
Right.
That's pretty close. Sometimes you can't avoid it, but it's just the way it is.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's excellent. We'll see what it looks like lit up at night.
At night?
I'll send you a photo.
Hey,
I'll send you a photo.
That'd be good. I'll be honest, that was a lot harder than I thought it would be, as far as strain and pain and just the strength it takes to hold it and maneuver it. So yeah, man, kudos.
Yeah, it's one of those things that until you experience it, you don't really know.
And I've always appreciated the teams for doing this. Appreciate them all the more now. Yeah. All right, Jason, so what's next?
What's next is we've got some topsoil we have here near the zoo.
Okay.
And we need to transport it off-site to the hotel that we're working on right now.
All right.
So you're going to be our dump truck driver.
What?
Yep. So we're gonna load the dump truck and then you're gonna ride that thing. So you'll get a break, you'll be able to sit, but it's a bumpy sit.
Okay. All right. I can take that. Yep. And my son Ian is going to be so jealous.
There you go.
I get to drive a dump truck. I'm excited. Let's do this.
All righty. truck like this isn't as heavy duty as some of the other dump trucks you might see around.
Sure.
So you probably couldn't, you know, with dirt we're okay, but if you had a real heavy or dense rock,
right,
you probably wouldn't be able to fill it all the way full because the hydraulics, you know, might not be able to lift it. So.
Gotcha.
But Jake's been both around this equipment and this truck, so he knows sort of an appropriate amount. Yeah. So Jake went ahead of us. He's going to go make a location that's dumpable for us.
Okay.
And so we'll pull in, and you'll have to probably make some backup maneuvers.
Yep.
Get into a spot. I'll jump out. I'll be your spotter.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll tell you when to stop, and then I'll go over, you know, what the process of dumping is.
Throw some dirt on the ground.
Yeah.
All right. I like it.
Get some dirt on the ground. So that's pretty much it. We can, you know, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be bringing in the topsoil.
Can we admire our dirt for a second? Just
yep, there's our dirt.
Look at our dirt. Look at that.
We got a lot more to do. So we'll have to,
yeah.
The contractor for the hotel will get rid of all of the stuff that you see here.
Okay.
We're going to have to bring in the dirt that we need in order to put grass down.
Okay.
And then once that's spread out, we'll lay down some sod, and this will look like, I promise, it will look like look like a lawn.
There'll be grass?
It'll be grass.
So what's next? Let's go.
All right. Well, next we got mowing.
Okay.
So this is a monotonous task, but an exceedingly important task.
Now I do some mowing at my house, but this might be a little bit different than what I'm used to at my house.
Yeah,
correct?
higher horsepower.
There we go.
Wider deck, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
But it's, you know, if you see some of the advertisement that we have out there for the Ark, a lot of it is overhead shots. And if that lawn wasn't striped correctly,
all right, no, absolutely,
it's going to affect things. So
yeah.
We'll get you on a mower. We'll see how good you can stripe.
I like it.
Alrighty.
So we're mowing now.
We're mowing.
This is not house mowing.
This is not house mowing.
A little different. All right.
Yeah. So that's a walk behind. This is a stand on. Okay. So we're going to have you working on the stand on today. If you're going forward, you're going to be pushing forward.
Okay.
Right. And if you have them both together, then both tires are going the same speed. If you have one in neutral on this one, you're going to have just one tire.
So
that's how you're going to turn.
Yeah.
Now, what makes a zero turn exciting is that you can turn on a dime.
Yeah.
So the way that would work is by doing that, something like that.
Okay.
So it's pretty intuitive. Go ahead and hop on. This is a nice comfy pad. What I would recommend is get it on, get it started, kind of feel your controls around. Go ahead and, you know, move around, get a feel of it.
Okay.
And then come back, line yourself up with one of these white lines, and then you can engage your blades and you can go.
Okay. All right, Jason, Mr. Boss Man here. How'd I do?
Well, I guess there's a reason why we're not going to have you finish the field. I mean, it's not the worst. Well,
it's not the worst. Maybe it might be.
I've seen similar. We'll go with that.
I strive for my best, whether it's terrible or good. So I mean, I went for. You know, it was a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Anything worth doing is worth doing badly, right? So you have to start somewhere.
I'm telling you, but the controls were a lot more touchy than I thought they were.
Right.
And learning my balance, getting used to bumps and so forth, and it's got a lot of power to it.
Yep.
And so I can see if I spend some time on there, I get used to it eventually.
Yep.
But first time on there, it is wobbly at times.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it was fun though. It was a fun ride.
Yeah, it's definitely it's very similar to Christmas lights. It's not technically difficult,
right?
But there's more to it than what you would typically think. You know, in this big open field. Oh yeah, that's easy to keep a stripe.
It's really not. I was trying to keep a straight line. I looked down like, yeah, there's a snake will be proud of that.
Yeah. That's right. We'll touch it up after you leave.
Well, good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was good. Good experience. And gives me a good, healthy respect for those who do it so well consistently.
Right. So Bryan, we're back at the shop. What'd you think of today?
Oh man, so I had a blast. First of all, I was telling you earlier, I felt like I get to play, right? I got to do some cool stuff, play in the dump truck, do that. The lawnmower, it looked like I was playing because I was trying to get control of that thing, and it was a lot harder than I thought it was.
What shape is he putting into the lawn?
I was going for a wave type motion, It's interesting. It's a lot harder than I might have thought it would have been in some cases, but also you realize that people can be trained to do it and do it well, right? And so I enjoyed it, but also I realized, hey, this takes people work at this, and to do it well, to mow the grass well, like every time we see it, it looks straight, there are straight lines, which I could not do to save my life, all right? And then the effort to put up the lights, the consistency, and then think about even the dump truck and getting the coordination with DPS and using the roads, where you need to go and working with different teams and, all those sorts of things. I mean, you see where it takes a team effort, and you can be part of that in so many different ways.
Yeah, I mean, even within, you experienced grounds today,
right?
But even within our sort of larger umbrella, there's a lot. We have construction that goes on.
Yep.
We've got horticulture.
Yep.
We really have a lot more jobs that people can come here and feel fulfilled and feel like they're doing something that's adding to the ministry.
It's amazing how God brings so many different people with different passions and different skill sets to be a part of this ministry, to make it what it is. And that is such a blessing to so many people who come to the attractions, and also is just a vehicle that God uses to convey His truth and the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so if you guys are watching this, maybe you've been to the Ark Encounter or the Creation Museum, and you're thinking, man, I would love to be a part of that. I can definitely mow better than Bryan. All right, I can put up Christmas lights. I want to be part of don't be so enthusiastic about that. But I want to be part of this ministry. We would love to have you. Truly, no matter where you're from, you can come and be part of what God is doing here at Answers in Genesis. So if that is you, go to answersingenesis.org/jobs, and we will see you here.